Hi, I'm Rob McClure.
And I'm Will Chase.
And you're watching Broadway.com's
Ask a Star.
We did that pretty well.
Why are you here?
Because... See what he did? What a douche.
Nugget.
We're here from Broadway's Something Rotten.
Yeah.
They put on Twitter that we were coming, and these amazing, generous people gave me questions for Will, and vice
that's how it
versa.
works?
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
See that? I'll ask you first.
I
Ready?
don't see it.
Ready?
Okay, go for it. I don't need these
Let's
for
see.
that.
Joy says, did Christian Borle leave you anything in your dressing room at Something Rotten, in all caps?
He did. See, where I want to go is he left a deuce in the toilet.
See, like, we're keeping it classy this afternoon.
No, he did. He left me some really odd adult beverage, chocolate milk liqueur. Have you seen that up there?
Sounds like he didn't want it.
Sounds like he didn't want it. He did leave me a bottle of champagne and some glasses.
Oh.
Not an extra bottle of champagne that he got.
Not these glasses. You mean glasses for the champagne.
Glasses to drink some champagne for my opening night. It's very nice.
That's a sweetheart. He's sweet.
He left his freezer.
Yeah?
Yeah, he left an ottoman thing.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, he left
so
a lot
so
of things.
furnished apartment,
furnished
really.
apartment, yeah.
Oh, that's nice of him.
All right,
Thanks,
there we go.
Christian. All right, one for me.
From Claire. What aspect of the Renaissance are you glad you don't have to deal with today? Yeah,
Oh,
Claire.
good question.
That is.
Plumbing and the lack thereof. That, you know, you'd be walking through piles of dookie in the street. Nobody wants that. Even if you are all walking around making art, you smell while you're doing it. That's the part I don't want.
Okay.
The enlightenment I'll take. The lack of
poopy.
The lack of
Toilets.
cleanliness.
Yeah.
I'll go without.
All right.
From Ed, how did you adapt from a country rock star on Nashville to a Renaissance rock star in Something Rotten?
I haven't yet. The twang comes out. No, I was born a Renaissance rock star. So actually I went, I don't know. Actually, you know, the hard part is the Nashville thing was, even though the character was pretty far away from who I am, it was pretty close to what I grew up with. So that voice was my Uncle Wayne and little
amazing.
Blake Shelton and little Tim McGraw, but it was very much in my body already.
That's
so
fun.
I just had to revisit it. And then coming back to Shakespeare, I actually did the original readings and workshops of this role. So I was kind of putting on an old sock, an old wet Christian Borle sock. From Haley, what's in your dream omelet?
My dream omelet. See, now that's like not your favorite omelet. My dream omelet.
okay.
So it makes me think like
Like
it's
people
gonna,
in it.
yeah, it's gonna be like something strange. Yeah, people, because it's a Sweeney omelet. See what I did?
Who would you?
Sweeney
I'm gonna go on Haley's.
omelet.
Who would you put in?
Who would I put
In a
my
Sweeney omelet.
Okay.
Sorry, Haley.
Okay. Ray Fiennes, because I'd want to like he did in Red Dragon, where
These
he
are
like
people
eats.
you hate.
No, I would want to
Okay.
like take their power.
Okay.
So like I'd want Ray Fiennes in my omelet. I would want Benedict Cumberbatch in my omelet.
Oh gosh.
And I would want.
Maybe a friend, a guy that you
I-
admire.
Let's see. Christian Borle.
Okay, if it wasn't,
See what I did?
Let's
'Cause
count
he
him.
was sort of
Let's
coaching
count him
me.
out since we're not talking about Christian right now.
Let's
Who would
see
it be?
who. Slide to unlock.
Douche nugget.
Love you. From Erica with a K. What is something surprising you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Well, it wouldn't be surprising if I sat around, sat on the couch and watched TV. Well, I am a drummer.
Oh.
I got my degree in percussion. I like to sit and play.
Wait, you have a degree in percussion?
I know, you know, you can get
I didn't
such
know
a
that.
thing.
No, I didn't know that
Yeah.
about you. That's amazing.
A degree in percussion, and I was studying to be a conductor. You didn't know any of that?
No.
Rob, read my bio. Erica probably did.
With a K.
I like to play my electronic drum set. I bet you didn't know
fun.
that, Erica. There you go. That's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is fun.
All right.
Ask me a question.
From Kyle, what's the weirdest thing you learned about Tony Danza during Honeymoon in Vegas that you can say on Broadway.com? That was my caveat. But.
Okay, Tony Danza tells the best story I've ever heard, and I'm going to tell Tony Danza's story. He said that his dad asked him to come back to Brooklyn during Who's the Boss, and he was like, "Listen, I can't go all the way down to Brooklyn. Who's the Boss? It's big. I can't go home to Brooklyn." His dad was like, "Cut the baloney, come down to Brooklyn, come visit." So he goes, and he's like, "Listen, we're going to paint the guest room. Go get some paint." And he was like, "Dad, I can't just walk down the street and buy paint. Like, it's a big deal now." And he's like, "Listen, cut the baloney, go with your friend
Cut
and
the
walk.
baloney.
Yeah, walk
Love
down
it.
the street with your buddy and go get some paint." So Tony's like, "All right, it's gonna be crazy." So he walks out. It's a beautiful spring day. He's walking down the street, and he said no one was recognizing him. No one. So him and his friend, he's eventually like trying to make eye contact with people.
Hey,
like,
how you doing?
Hey, like. So and nobody. So he walks into the paint store, and there are 2 teenagers in front of him in line, and he's like, they're gonna know who I am. So he's like looking and looking and looking, and finally the girl turns around and he's like, hey. And she goes, and he's like, he goes, I found myself saying something I thought I'd never say. Don't you know who I am? And he said the kid turned around and said, of course, but your dad told everyone not to talk to you.
Oh, Tony Danza's dad. That is funny.
Isn't that awesome?
That's
Tony Danza's
brilliant.
father told all of Brooklyn to leave Tony alone.
No, really.
during
Walk
his
around the street, Tony.
months.
I'm going to do that to you someday.
That's humbling.
In the
A
streets of
lesson in
Philly.
humility from Tony Danza's dad.
Okay.
I love it. Donnie with a D-O-N-I. Well done. If you and Rob switched roles for the night, which part of the show would you be most excited to do? And which part would you be most nervous to do?
I couldn't do your job. I'm too old.
Yes.
Most excited to do?
Yeah.
Probably bottom's going to be on top.
Yeah,
Because
so
that's just
fun.
fun.
It's
And
so
it's that
fun.
hero moment. Nervous to do, bottom's going to be nervous to do. I don't know.
He doesn't get nervous.
I do get nervous. I would be petrified to play your role.
I'd be petrified to play your role. My God.
My role is cake.
Oh my! But I can't
compared
hit
to
those.
yours.
When there's a will, there's a word. You don't want to hear that. No one wants to hear that from a baritone.
I would be petrified to play your role.
Back at you, friend. Let's keep things the way they are.
Let's do it. From Natasha. Shakespeare or puppets? Which is harder to work with?
Interesting. Shakespeare or puppets? I think Shakespeare, because puppets are easily accessible for an audience. You put a puppet on and they all lean in because they want to listen to the puppet. You come out with Shakespeare and you start speaking.
You're
in
actually talking about Shakespeare the writer.
I'm going to answer this
okay.
question for real.
I thought you meant me, but
She means like you.
You mean like doing actual Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the audience, you have to win them over. You start talking like that and the audience goes like, really, for 2.5 hours? And then if you're good, story takes over.
And the great thing is I sit up in the dressing room every night and I can hear on my speaker the audience laugh. And you start, today, you do that, and you're
Yep.
like, oh no. And then you say, what do you say?
Yeah, who talks like
Who talks like this? And they let off the hook. And
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
laugh.
But to answer, I think the question that you meant, is it easier to work with puppets or him? The same. From Corinne, what Shakespeare play is your favorite and why?
Probably Hamlet.
Yeah, come on.
Because everybody needs to do their Hamlet. I haven't
perfect.
yet. I'm long in the tooth now. It's one of the first classical monologues I ever learned, was To Be or Not to Be. And I got my first professional gig because of it in Chicago years ago. So probably Hamlet. Midsummer Night's Dream is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But Hamlet's pretty great. From Allison, you were amazing in Chaplin!
Bless you,
Point.
Allison.
Are you sure you're not related to Charlie Chaplin? If you tell me right now that you're related to Charlie Chaplin.
I don't know, but I'm going to do that like send in a swab test. You know that
Of
thing
what?
on like
Oh, swab of
Ancestry.com
saliva.
where you go like, wow. Where you like do that and you send it into Ancestry and they tell you like what parts of the world you're from. I want to do that so badly. Because I could, who knows? I could be related to Charlie Chaplin. But no, I don't know that I am. But I did get to meet a lot of his family
That's incredible.
during the show, which was overwhelming.
That's overwhelming.
Yeah, they were like so supportive and sweet, and I'll never forget, his granddaughter came to see it, and on a Friday, and over the weekend she sent an email to the composer and said, hey, that clip you guys project at the end, we've spent all weekend trying to find it, which movie is it from? And it's me.
It's you.
Yeah, we filmed it on a field in La Jolla, and I cried for an hour
Oh
at 3
my
o'clock
God,
in the
that's
morning over an
incredible.
email. Yeah,
That's incredible.
it was overwhelming. So, but
Awesome.
thanks for the Chaplin love. From Hannah, if you could make any part of Shakespeare's costumes a fashion trend, what would you choose?
No brainer. Codpiece.
Every time. Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. Doesn't matter what you got going on down there. Codpiece takes care of it.
Did you ask for a bigger one when they got your costume?
Did I?
Yep.
I didn't, but I
Yeah.
love that part of the costume.
Because it creates an
I'm
illusion.
kind of like a Rum Tum Tugger meets the Renaissance.
Yes, this is a curious cat. If you're Alvin Shakespeare, you'd rather have Nick Bottom.
From Ricky, your Nathan Lane impression is so good. This is great. Oh, sorry. I didn't write this, but his Nathan Lane impression is so good. What other impersonations can you do, and will you give us a taste?
Oh,
well,
God.
first, do you do others?
What other impression?
So do Nathan.
Okay, no, this is an opportunity.
Well, listen, I appreciate the love about Nathan, but I'm going to try and do some others to broaden my horizons.
I have said that our show needs to be done with the Muppets.
Oh, perfect.
And I've cast it in my head. It's perfect. Nick is Kermit, B is Piggy, Nigel is Gonzo, which makes Portia a chicken, which makes her dad Sam Eagle, which
great.
is perfect.
Where's Fozzie fit in this?
Fozzie's Nostradamus.
Oh, right.
Rolf is the minstrel. Rolf the dog is the minstrel. Lord Clapham and Shylock, or Statler and Waldorf.
Oh,
like,
great.
it's so perfect. So,
great.
I caught myself in the street the other day singing like, okay, the show would open and Rolf would be sitting there with a piano. War of the Roses, Chaucer's tale, a brutal feud. And then I was walking down 8th Avenue to Penn Station the other day, and I was
Which
thinking...
fits right in, doesn't matter, nobody looks at you.
And I was thinking about Sam Eagle going like, good God, y'all, and a bunch of chickens going, bark, 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 bark.
Oh, that's good.
So impressions are a huge embarrassing part of my existence. That's what we just learned.
Embarrassing, say it like Nathan.
It's so embarrassing.
But
Thank you.
oh, it makes me happy.
Thanks so much for playing along with us here at Broadway.com.
Ask a Star. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Come see us in Something Rotten at the St. James Theater on 44th Street. It's a good time.
It is a good time.
Come laugh.
Kiss me.